Okay, this is probably going to be my longest video yet, but I thought I would sit down, show you my makeup routine step by step, my favorite products, everything. First things first, I'm going to moisturize. I don't put a lot. I don't do much when it comes to like skin prep. I've always realized the more I do, the worse my makeup looks, so I'm not gonna do anything too crazy. Now while that settles in, I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows. Some days I'm into Benefit, some days it's ABH. I do like to use two colors, so I have soft brown and ash brown here, and I always do the ashy color. Just follow the shape of my brow. I do like to angle it a little inwards towards my nose. Just start to fill in some areas. Kind of follow that arch and start to take it straight out. Angled a little downward and start to connect the top. Just like that. It used to take me forever to do brows. I've gotten a lot faster at it. After filling that portion, I take the spoolie, kind of brush that out in the front. And because I like the front to be a little softer, that's where I take the lighter color. And I do little hair strokes, and I'll also fill in that area again. And then I will say that I do love this Benefit brow detailer, even smaller hair strokes. And if you already have fuller brows, I don't. So I do fill mine in quite a lot. But if you do, just fill in sparse areas, use a brow gel, and you're good to go. Now as far as carving out the brows, I only carve out at the bottom. I kind of like the top of them to look a little messy. I'm going to take the P. Louise base and just a little flat brush, and I'm going to coat the brush in that product. And I'm just going to follow where I drew in. And I start to bring it down onto the eye. Take this base a little higher though through this arch, because I just like to make it look a little more. And then after applying that, I take a fluffy brush and I just blend all of that out. I'll take it a little bit up into where I created those hair strokes just to soften a little. I'm gonna blend all of this out so we can go ahead and do eyes. And I always take it all the way out to the temples because I never know where my eye look is gonna end up. Let me zoom you in. Yeah, easy. Now we are gonna do something neutral, something common, something simple. And to start this eye look off, I'm going to start with the liquid. This is the Danessa Myricks Color Fix Nude 8. I'm going to pick up kind of like a small packer brush. You don't need a big brush all the time. Take your time, build it up, blend it out. I'm just going to take some of that and just start building that from the lid upwards. And then packing it on, I can take something a little fluffier and focus on these edges. And because I have slightly hooded eyes, you can probably see in there, I take everything higher up, pretty much to the brow bone. Don't be afraid to be a little messy. That's why we're gonna do this eyes before the face right now. Sometimes I'll do the face with all my creams and not set it and then do my eyes. I'm gonna take it easy. Now we're going to get into our powders. You can take any palette. I'm going to use Skin by Kim. I do like the formula of this. I'm just going to take a deeper brown and start applying it on the outer portion of my eye. Just really being intentional with my placement, starting to run it through that crease. The colors are just going to build really nicely on top of that liquid shadow we put down. I'm going to get something a little fluffier and take a neutral shade. Or like a transition shade, sorry. And just start to blend the outer edges of that first color I placed down. Wow, 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 wow. I have to make this look a little me, so I am gonna do some darkness on the inner portion of the eye as well. So I like to have fun, just like that. Notice where I'm holding my brush a little lower so I'm not putting too much pressure on where I'm blending. It's just very soft, very, very soft application. Just gonna work on build some shades out here, deepening it a little, raising it. Like I said, I like to take it up to that brow bone. I just like to utilize all the space I can most of the time. I blend it into the brow. You don't necessarily have to do this, but you could try it. And in the process of trying it, find something that you like, and when you find that, stop. Now I'm going to take that first brush we used, and I'm going to take black, just place it out here, Now obviously I'm going to do a little blending and getting it all in this area. And to take things even further, I'm going to take this Melt Slick Waterline pencil. I've not found an eyeliner this creamy from anyone. I'm going to place some of that in here, some of that out here. I'll pull this out a little. Just buff it around some. And it just adds a little bit more depth than we had with that powder shadow. And there's an eye look. I did say this would be really wearable. This is pretty dark. I'm gonna add a little fun with it with the Half Magic Glitter Puck. This is one of the most insane eye shimmers, or you could put this anywhere, I guess, really. And place that in the center of the eye. Like, are you kidding? Look at that. Everything I use will be linked below, so you don't have to go searching for it. Donnie really did it with this. If you get it though, leave this little sponge in. My first one I got, I threw it away and it dried out. Sometimes you should read the boxes on things you buy, but I know guys have a hard time with that. Instructions, I don't. Now I want to do a wing, and now when it comes to doing wings, as much as I love a pen liner or anything, this Create Paint Painted James, one of the most pigmented, matte, long-lasting eyeliners I've ever used. Like, I've gone swimming with this on and it hasn't come off, so this might be a little scary for some, but I buy paintbrushes from Michael's. Thin, precise liner. And now I will do my inner corner after concealer and everything. I'm telling you, easiest liner application. I don't care what anyone tells you. I'm gonna take a makeup wipe. These are from Ortega. These don't irritate my eyes or make me feel dried out. I'm gonna really snatch this area. Any eyeshadow that may be down there. If you messed up your liner, you can clean that up. You probably think I might pull an R's or Makeup Forever or something out. No. This RCMA Balm Foundation I've loved for years. She's well loved. I also have a palette of this in my client kit. The way you can build it up in areas that you need more. You can get a discount on it if you are a working MUA or you're licensed or whatever the case may be. Also, I don't know if estheticians, I don't know, I just graduated. I don't know if you know this, but you can also get a discount on those websites. But it's just so skin-like, it's so gorgeous, and it's just been one that I've always loved. It doesn't get cakey, it doesn't dry you out or anything. Another one that has a liquid foundation, if you're into that more, that has my heart, is House Labs, of course. Is absolutely stunning. I say this is a makeup artist foundation. It's commonly used by makeup artists. Anyone can buy it though. But just look at the way it lays. It's so pretty. Now concealer. Hourglass. Chef's Kiss, under eyes, blurred, everything gone. But before I get into that, I always do my cream, contour, or bronzer. Remember, contour is cooler, bronzer is lighter. I do feel like being a little cooler today, so we're gonna do the Mitchell Curve Case. I feel like a lot of people would apply this with a brush shaped like this. That's not my favorite thing in the world. I don't know why. Something almost like dome shaped and like has like that flat edge to brush, and I don't know, something about this shape just does it for me. I follow this line from the corner of my mouth to that part of my ear. I don't know what that's called. Just gonna place some down right there. I like a really snatched forehead. I almost do my whole forehead. Just how I run things around here. I kind of take it into the eyeshadow and try to like buff it out into that. Start buffing it upwards on the face. Oh, I love this shade. I don't think I've ever used this shade on me. Then with the nose, I'm a little messy. I take like the edge of the brush and put some on each side. Whatever on the bottom. Just buff and blend that up into the brow. But now getting into concealer. If you're expecting a triangle under the eye, don't. I put a little here, a little there. A little goes a long way with this product. A little dot on the nose, a little there, a little. simple. I'm gonna take my favorite concealer brush in the world. It's all over TikTok. If you haven't seen it, it's a BK Beauty A506. I feel like when it comes to brushes, they can be very intentional with the placement of product, how it ends up looking. So tools are just as important as your products. I blend everything else but my eyes first to give it a little bit of drying time. People ask me all the time if I struggle with like working with facial hair. No. I just blend it down into it. Starting on the under eye, I will also take this down the sides of my nose to the edges of my nose. I'm gonna take this little portion and work it under that wing. And yes, I always do this before liquid blush. Why? I don't know. This has just become my routine and it works. Everything is going to work differently for everybody. So for blush, I'm going to use the Makeup by Mario Soft Pop Plumping Blush Veil. And this is the shade Rose Crush. For cream blush, I like to take something like this. Not anything too fluffy, to have a little more control over the product. And just like eyeshadow, I'm going to place it in one spot and then kind of work it out. I always take it under the eye, start to take it out to the temples. Work it really softly on the apples and just take your time with it. And I'll give it to Mario that this is a very buildable product. It's definitely not like a Rare Beauty slap you in the face when you blend it out kind of thing. But if you have that and you struggle with it and you feel like it's just too much, put it on the back of your hand or something. Pick it up on your brush, dab it somewhere else and get some off and slowly work it. Now for long lasting purposes, now that I've done my creams, I'm gonna spray with All Nighter. This is my girl. If you've been following me, you know. Get one of these. Speed some things up. And now that that's dry, I'm gonna take Huda Easy Bake Loose Setting Powder and a powder puff. Don't look at it. Start with my under eyes. I don't really like bake, but I will put it in this way that I did like my concealer. But look at this powder. The best setting powder you can buy. And I stand by that statement forever and ever. Because look at that side of my face. And look at that. Look at all that. And look at that. And now look at that. I'm going to take a brown eyeliner and I'm going to do this waterline. Kind of like a smudger brush. Soften it a little. I'm going to pick up that palette. This, I'm not going to take anything too dark and just do underneath the eye. Just a little bit of color, a little wash. Now I'm going to go in and do this inner corner. Did you see that? That wasn't too bad. And now that that's done, I want to get into some powder products now that I've covered all that contour and blush. Now for powder blush, a long trusty friend MAC. These are buildable, they're not too much pigment at once. Take a kind of like those old Morphe highlighter brushes and I pick some of it up. This is Peaches, by the way, I'm sure you remember her. And same thing we did before. So light touch, blend it out. Now for bronzer, I'll take a big brush, I don't care. A little Patrick Ta. Just the smallest amount on the outer portions of the face. And to sink all that powder in, Morphe setting spray. I'm not big on highlighter, so we're gonna skip that. I do like to do little freckles on the nose. The best freckle application. Do little beauty marks. I don't know where that started, I just do it. And I put some deeper freckles on there. And now I'm gonna go in with Tati lashes in the style Butterfly Effect. And these are already half lashes, so I don't feel the need to trim them at all. Oh, mascara. I use MAC Giga Black. Look how thin that wand is. And I'll do the bottom. take some lash glue. This lash glue is so good. It's on my Amazon storefront if you're interested in it. Speed up that process a little. Oh, I didn't even tightline. I don't know if it makes me look more, but in my opinion, it does. What kind of lip? This is a 1993 from Urban Decay. I will say I am more of a fan of like real wooden lip pencils. This one's so pretty to me. I don't know what it is. And then I'm gonna take Makeup Forever and Endless Cacao. And you're probably like, well, that removes the color. No, it's called mixing. Then you can take a little brush and blend and just get that perfect nudie lip. And then this is Urban Decay Lip Bond in the shade Textum, which is such a perfect pinky nude, and it doesn't transfer. You let it, you shake it, put it on. Let it dry a little. Nothing. And this is the final face. If anything, I hope you learned something. I showed you what my favorites are. I showed you how I like to use them. And if you try any of it, if any of it works for you, please let me know. And I really hope you enjoyed this. If you want more videos like this, make sure to subscribe and give this video a like. If you want something more creative next time, let me know. Or any tips and tricks you're looking for, let me know. Bye.